focus on how you win. We connected with voters. We connected with voters.
Hiring is himself. You know, we've already gone through some of the examples of his own language, his own positions that I believe are at odds with my value as an American of embracing diversity, inclusivity, equality, and hiring someone like Steve Bannon,
which is exactly what Breitbart is.
Who with Breitbart.
If you guys just spend a few minutes on Breitbart,
give these people a platform.
You say things doesn't make it true.
One of my proudest moments of her is her standing up and saying with courage and clarity, in Steve Bannon's own words and Donald Trump's own words, the platform that they gave to white supremacists, white nationalists, and it is a very important moment in our history of our country. And I think as his presidency goes forward, I'm going to be very glad to have been part of the campaign that tried to.
Jen, do you think that excuse me, she said white supremacists.
Well, I would actually like to follow up.
Sorry. I know it's mentioned a lot on your website too. Do you think I ran a campaign where white supremacists had a platform? You going to look me in the face and tell me that?
It did. Kellyanne
really?
did.
Oh,
and that's how you lost?
It did.
Do you think you could have just had a decent message for the white working class voters? Do you think this woman who has nothing in common with anybody?
I'm not saying that's why you won, but that's the kind of campaign that was run.
We flipped over 200 counties that President Obama won and Donald Trump just won. You think that's because of what you just said or because people aren't ready for a woman president? Really? How about it's Hillary Clinton? She doesn't connect with people. How about they have nothing in common with her? How about you had no economic message?
Guys,
we are. You guys are not.
They want this to be about a strategist. That's right.
You guys are punching down. It's unbelievable.
You know who you're talking about. One Steve Bannon. Well, there's another Steve Bannon as the CEO of Breitbart. He himself has said that was a platform for the alt-right. Folks from the platform. Now, you had just 2 weeks ago, in the rise of the alt-right, which is now part of the mainstream of our politics, America is for white people. So don't tell me, and that is the kind of platform, there's a video of it. That is
No. Prove yourself what you just said, Karen. Prove yourself, okay? Prove yourself. The alt-right is the mainstream American politics.
No, I said now they've come to the mainstream. Part of what Donald Trump did in this campaign was to mainstream the alt-right.
I actually have a question about that specifically for the Clinton campaign.
By bringing Steve Bannon into the campaign and now appointing him to the White House and Jeff Sessions potentially as our Attorney General.
Hey, Karen, well, you guys are bitter.
I have a very specific question about the alt-right. Which is,
to be very gracious, you're bitter.
I'd say that they see Donald Trump as their standard bearer, as their guy, and now we've arrived.
So
are you telling them that's not true?
Not true.
Kellyanne,
absolutely
may I ask them a
not
question,
true.
please? So one question that we did have, there was a bit of a debate. The alt-right is a real thing. Steve Bannon has said that. That's true. But it was a fairly obscure movement. And there has been a debate about whether Hillary Clinton naming them this summer, did that give elevation? And just in the sense that, obviously I would anticipate that you might say you were responding, which is a fair thing to say. But was that a concern with the campaign that you were elevating something that was fairly obscure into the mainstream dialogue?
And did the comment about the basket of deplorables provide energy to the Trump campaign down the stretch of the election?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, their error with the basket of deplorables, their candidates' errors, were much more important than any one person that you want to smear today.
I'm sorry. We're not trying to smear anybody. You say let's talk the truth. No, let me say something, David, without interrupting me. I haven't interrupted anybody on your panel the whole day.
Except me.
Steve Bannon said he created Breitbart created the platform for the alt-right. We have seen Richard Spencer have a group of followers in Washington, D.C., giving the Nazi salute during his speech about that. When you ask Kellyanne about what did Donald Trump say, I'm waiting for someone here to tell me who you're taking the country back from. Is it my grandparents who came here 2 generations ago? I'm trying to figure out who that message was for. Was it for the people in the
tried all that.
Was it Kelly, I'm not trying to relitigate it, but if you want to, no, I am not.
You're certainly not being analytical.
I am certainly being analytical. Across the 6 key battleground states, the large ones that we contested.
Well, we saw 14. The problem is we saw 14 battleground states.
Well, there was 6 where the tipping point states
14.
were. Fine, Kelly. We know we started with 14 across Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio,
we ended with
Pennsylvania.
14.
Florida, and North Carolina.
We
In
won
each of
all of
those
them.
states, that's right, and you did. And I have said from the beginning, you won the campaign. But if we're talking about the history of the campaign, there were dog whistles sent out to people. And in those states, 20 to 31% of people said that they believe minorities are favored in this country, that's how the country works. Donald Trump won those people by 6-1 to 10-1 in each of those states.
Donald Trump
Do
also
you ever
won more
think that it was your
African-American
left-wing
votes.
policies that were driving people to that thought, not some website that no one ever heard about?
Well, a lot of folks have heard about Breitbart, but to Joel's point, I mean, from the very beginning of Donald Trump's campaign, he was very clear, and again, I agree with Jen. I am very proud that in our campaign we would never use those kinds of tactics. He
Oh my God,
trafficked
you
in
called him a
race
sexist, a racist, a misogynist, xenophobic daily.
in race
And it
baiting
blew
and
back on you
fear-mongering
because
and
it's not an
exploiting people's
aspirational,
economic
optimistic
fears.
message. How in the world did we have a female candidate whose closing arguments were so negative? Where's the uplifting, aspirational, visionary message of Barack Obama or Bill Clinton? The two presidents she was trying to succeed. Where was it? It was all about Donald Trump. She was obsessed with Donald Trump. Obsessed with calling him a racist, a xenophobe, a homophobe, a sexist. And guess where it got you?
And the basket of deplorables.
Message was she's being indicted. I'm going to put her
No.
in jail.
No.
I'm going to lock her up. Really?
Yeah, look at our
was
rallies.
changed.
That
Go
you
look at-
poo-pooed.
go look at
our
your-
rallies and
Kellyanne,
all
look
the
at your
people,
rallies.
All those people, the rallies mattered.
He delivered it, and your ad did it every day,
What are you talking
Kellyanne.
about? What are you talking about? His closing message was about bringing jobs back to this country, which he's in Indianapolis today doing exactly that with Carrier before he's even the president. It could have been done, but he had to do it. His closing message was about being fair to the American worker, making America safe and prosperous again. His closing message is about reforming the Veterans Administration, where your president and my president, President Barack Obama, has presided over a dysfunctional VA.
Actually, our closing argument video didn't even have Hillary in it.
Making Americans safe again from Muslim Americans and immigrants to
Guys,
this
I
country.
can tell you're angry, but wow. I mean, hashtag he's your president. How's that?
And you know what?
I was
Hashtag-
asked 100 times on TV. They're all here, maybe 1,000 times. Will he accept the election results? Will he accept? Will you ever accept the election results? Really? Will you tell your protesters he's their president too?
Hashtag
Teddy's
Kellyanne,
funny, right?
I would like
know
you
you
to-
weren't expecting it, but seriously, he's not your president. You
But
weren't raised the way I was to respect the office of the presidency
Kellyanne,
and
that
who
is
occupies
beautiful
it.
rhetoric.
Look,
my point
beautiful
back to you
rhetoric.
is
Fact.
hashtag,
Yes, we won.
if he's going to be my president, then he needs to show me that white supremacy is not acceptable doors, just steps
A
from
million times,
the
and you
Oval
know it.
Office.
Now you're just lying.
Not ever
That's
with
right.
the veracity
Get out
that he
of
has
here. He's
attacked
denounced it.
people,
He did it
So
in the New
now-
York Times on the
Okay,
record. I
okay.
was right
Good
next to
enough.
him last week.
We're going to call a halt to this for a moment.
Ridiculous.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.